We're just going to kind of run through as Mary Jo finishes. Chris Renoff is going to come up. Chris Renoff is from Sarasota County School District in Florida, and Chris has been a partner in this process from day one. And he is a principal who just took it on as a principal in his school and really went gangbusters with it. And so I just always go back and manage up and use Chris as an example. And then we'll end with Denny Wilson, who we have worked with for years in many different capacities. He lives in our hometown, and he has such a great story about turning around a high poverty that was considered a low performing school. And it's just all three of these principals are just absolutely great principals, but most important to me is they're just wonderful people. And so I'd really like at this point if you would.
When I started, I didn't need these, and I didn't have this bald spot. But these ladies continue to say wonderful things about me. I don't really understand why. I dropped Dr. Lawrence class when she was a professor at UWF.
Because it was going to be too hard.
It's a lot of reading. And Dr. Pilcher, she's been on 2 of my doctoral committees, and I'm not working on my doctorate. But they still continue to support me, even though I have rejected them both multiple times. This has been a difficult talk to try to nail down. What do I say about the journey I've had the pleasure of being on for the last, I'm in my 7th year now. And what they asked me to talk about was mission and what that means and how that affects change in schools. And really, I need to tell my story to explain how I've been successful at Oakcrest. And the first slide is, ready or not, the road less traveled toward the principalship. I had no desire to be in education. I had no desire to work in an elementary school. And I had no idea that I would ever be a principal. But sometimes what we think we're going to do is not what we are meant to do. And that's what happened to me. Did you ever have those people in school that always knew what they were going to do? Those jerks? That wasn't me. My start of my education career was 2 years of kindergarten. Struggled through school, never really knew what I wanted to do. Knew in high school that I wanted to work with kids. Wanted to go to the University of Alabama. Parents were not going to pay for that, and said, talked them into going to a junior college in Tuscaloosa. After my 5th year in the School of Social Work, my dad said, I really need to find out what I'm going to do, and I did graduate with a social work degree, and did that for a little while. And my dad would love to see me behind this podium, because my next degree was from the New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, earned my Master of Divinity and Counseling. Let me tell you that there's probably no better training than having a social work degree and a degree in marriage and family counseling to take over a high poverty school. I use the social work with the kids and the parents who are wonderful, and I use the counseling degree with the tall people in the building every day. In 2005, 2006, I was given the opportunity to go to Oakcrest Elementary School. I had heard of Oakcrest Elementary School. I did not know where it was. Once I found out where it was, I knew why I had never been there before. Growing up in Pensacola, on the other side of the tracks, you would not go to Oakcrest Elementary School or that neighborhood unless you had a purpose, and it probably would not be for something you should be doing. So I never knew where it was. But this is what I got. This was the only F school in the district in Escambia County this year. And they sent a first-year principal, And I remember being so excited about this opportunity. I'm going to be a principal. And then it set in, what are they thinking? I'm a first-year principal taking over the only F school in the district. And the reason I believe that I started to make some of the right decisions is not because I knew what to do, but what I'm here to talk about and remind us about is the middle of Quint Studer's flywheel is purpose, worthwhile work, and making a difference. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I knew that I was at the right place at the right time. Now, that first meeting that summer when I took the position, and if you've been there as a first, or at the beginning of the year as administrator, they have this wonderful conference where they throw all this stuff at you that means nothing because you're so busy and you've got so much to do. And not really understanding the process of advertising for positions. There was I've got one person I need to hire, which what I didn't realize was that was one position that was posted, but it really meant I needed 10 people, which turned into 15 people. So I'm sitting there knowing I need to hire 15 people that want to come to the only F school in the district on the wrong side of town. And I'm listening to them talk about FTE and all this other garbage. And then this guy gets up at the end who had kind of a funny voice, and he was really energetic, and his name was Quint Studer. And I don't remember exactly what he said that day. I do now because I've heard him multiple times. But he talked about how teachers had influenced him, what had made a difference in his life. And then he said those words, purpose, worthwhile work, making a difference. And I knew then, when I went to school on Monday, all the worry and anxiety I had about how am I going to set the tone for this faculty who is so divided and so lost and hurt and don't know where to go. How are they going to look to this young, white principal in this neighborhood that is the highest poverty in Pensacola? The crime is all around us. And what is he going to do? And I set that tone from the first day. And this is actually an actual copy of what I took up with, what took with me to the first faculty meeting, of what I wanted to say. And why am I here? Right place, right time. Why are you here? Purpose, worthwhile work, making a difference. And so this is the administrators conference. That's it, July 21st, 2006. And then every student, every day, whatever it takes. It's a cute slogan, but it's really neat when something like that actually takes on life. And that is why we are successful at Oakcrest, is because our purpose is every student, every day, worthwhile work, and we do whatever it takes to make a difference. And that's why this talk has been so hard, because how can I tell you in 10 or 15 minutes all the things that have happened over the last 6+ years? It's amazing.